it started in September with kind of how, again, how well he played, and I would just say trust to work. I trust professionalism and just, as we get guys healthy, it's going to be harder and harder for him, obviously, so we got to find that balance on what the G League looks like, what our practices look like. We want him to play too. Want to make sure he gets minutes and stay sharp.
Chris?
Kenny, going off of that, is he the loudest rookie that you've ever been around?
No.
Who is?
No. Ooh, I'm not gonna name names. I got one in mind right now. I could blow the top off, but he's got, I wouldn't say loud. He's got a personality, and but it's pleasant. Again, that you can go too. We all know there's a hierarchy in the locker room, and you can go past that and be too brash. He just got the right touch. Smart kid, great family. His brother's a heck of a football player. All that, he's got so many things, so many positives going for him.
And then what's going on with Max?
He's progressing. He had two great days of practice. I would just say we take our time, and I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that decision making process, and we want to make sure there's no setbacks, right? So we want to make sure he's ready, and personally, I'm a little bit more conservative, right? I push for that, but at the end of the day, he's gonna feel it, he's gonna know, but he's progressing phenomenally, and I would say he had 2 darn good days of practice. So we should see him soon. I'm not gonna give you like the exact date
Dan?
yet.
Evans listed as questionable. Are you planning on having him available tonight?
I was gonna try it, feel it, see where he is with the ankle. But again, another one I don't expect like this. So man, this is gonna be a long-term thing. I think it's again, err on the side of conservative always.
And then getting back to Jalen, how valuable, not just with him, but with Craig and Luke and Ronnie, JT, is it to have the G League team in this market where they can get that sort of development without having to go somewhere else?
Huge competitive advantage. I shouldn't be saying other teams will copy us. It is like we see them. We finish practice, they come in the gym, so you get to touch. I get to touch everyone, not just those guys, the whole G League team. I love that. I love that they're here. Obviously, logistically, travel, like it's such an advantage. My first time experiencing it, and I just love it. It's great. I get to see those guys all the time, and the coaches too, right? Sometimes if they're not in your building, like I don't see Chris Darnell for, but I see him all the time. They got offices in our facility. What a setup! Great setup.
George talked about a little bit about what you guys focused on in the break, what you wanted to improve on. Was there something that you took away from that break that you felt like you got a better look at in this last week?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get real specific, we looked at our pick and roll defense, especially our switching, and just tightening that up. Again, thinking down the line. We've been really good with our switching, but we could be better. And then we revisited our cutting principles on offense. So thought there was some slippage there. So those are probably the 2 areas. I hope George said the same thing, But those, I felt like we made improvement. We'll see tonight. We'll see in these next games how much carryover there was.
Right.
I think you kind of touch on it with Jalen and just rookies in general. When you mentioned that maybe he has the right level of brashness. With rookies, are there things that guys can do to maybe earn that respect, either in the locker room or with the coaching staff, and maybe kind of move that along a little bit faster than some others?
Yeah, I mean, listen, listen, but don't like kowtow to the vets too much, right? Like I think there's that fine line, because if you're too ingratiating, they don't love that either. So it's it's unique to an NBA locker room, and he listens, but also, you know, once in a while he'll chirp back at him, right? Or you know, in a scrimmage or whatever, he's not gonna just sit there. He'll challenge guys. So it's just a fine line. But you know, Donovan was talking to him the other day just about a defensive coverage, and he's just, you know, he talked for 5 minutes. I was right there, and it was just he listened, nodded his head, he asked a question, and then that was it. So yeah.
Can you tell normally pretty quickly when guys are open to feedback like that?
Yeah. I mean, I do think, and you'd have to ask Kobe, but I think that's part of the draft process, right? Understanding like how a guy's gonna fit in the locker room. Like I said, I have seen that go the other way, even with good players. Like they don't feel what that looks like, or find their place in an NBA locker room, even though they're really good players. That you know, that doesn't matter how good you are, you know, unless you're LeBron or some like incredible suit, you got to fit in, and he is the epitome of fitting in with the right temperament.
Joe G.
Yesterday, talking with Dean, he said that one of the things the veterans really like about you is that you'll ask their opinion. What do you think?
Yeah.
And you're willing to debate that. Is that something that came over the years, or something you've always kind of believed?
No, definitely over the years. I think when I first started, I'm the coach. This is what you do, right? And I've really, I think I've really kind of developed, right? And it's helped me become a better coach. I think it gets the players more engaged, obviously. And I learned things from it. Like at the end of the day, they're out there and they have incredible feel for situations. And it's not just in practice or offline. I think it's in games too. Like, hey, we're 1 through 5 switch right now. Do we want to go back to coverage? Like you know, because we're 50-50 the coaches, and you know, it's usually one of the you know, Don or you know, one of those guys that say, no, let's stay in our switch coverage. So. You know, it's definitely, you know, finding a balance. It can't be all the time, but we do it a lot, especially in film. We'll run a clip, and you know, that's one of the guys. And what do you think? We did a situation today, situation for another game, end of game situation. What should we do here? You know, what would you guys do here? And it's fascinating to see the debate, the engagement, and then we come to an answer together, because sometimes those things aren't black and white. It was basically to foul or not to foul in this situation. We kind of came to the answer together. It's a fun way of coaching, and the guys like it.
Last two, Tim, then Chris.
To follow up on what Joe G just asked you, in dealing with veterans, Kenny, how much do you ask them or allow them to share input with the players? You're the ultimate authority as the coach, but do you go to the players, the veteran players, and say, hey, can you talk to Jalen if that's the example, or whatever?
No, definitely.
To hear it from a player rather than you.
Definitely do that. I give you. Well, yeah, we had a situation today in shoot around, and we were kind of going through the drill, and I think Jalen was involved, and Donovan comes up to me and says, you know, hey, you know, we both have to go at the same time, whatever it is. And I said, you tell him. Like I said, it's better from you than from me. Like if you say it, you know, like it's worth double. I you know, so, and sure enough, you know, he stopped practice and did it, but that was fine. It was like the meaning. It's like just the way this league works, and I love it. You know, it's great. You have players that are willing to do that, and you have to understand what's going on, what we're looking for.
An empowering aspect to it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yesterday you mentioned 25 games at times. The season can get stagnant at that point.
Yeah.
What do you do to push through it, to keep the guys energized?
I mean, we struggle with it. You know, we change up travel schedule is one, which we did. I think doing different things in practice. You know, not just the same old routine, throwing a curveball in there. I think we do that. you know, but you know, it sometimes, and I've talked to the coaches about, like, sometimes it's our energy drags too, right? Like, it's not just the players. You know, game 25 shoot around, are you coming with the same juice and energy as you did in training camp? And we have slippage, so we all fight that a little bit, try to mix it up. But at the end of the day, it's your focus and you know, attention to detail that count, but it can slip around this time, and you know, it's good for us all to have a wake-up call sometimes.
Last quick one, Chris.
Kenny, with your defense, statistically, you're one of the switch heaviest teams in the NBA. I think at one point you were the switch heaviest team. Was that by design coming in? Is that a defense that you believe in, or did something happen throughout the course of the season that led you down there?
Personnel based. I think it's personnel based, and then what's coming down the pipe in the playoffs. I just personally, I believe that you have to be able to switch in the playoffs. Not saying we're going to do that all the time, but you better be able to go to that. You better be able to kind of match up so they're not getting advantages, and you know, so we've been hurt a little in the you know, in season, but I think you know, going down the line, we're going to need it. Like I said, these past couple of days we worked on our switching defense. Again, thinking down the line.
Okay, I'll wrap it up.
Thank you.